What's up, guys? Welcome to the third episode of Simply Bitcoin. I'm here with Coin Icarus. What's up, man?
What's up?
And I'm BitVault7, and we are your hosts. Coin Icarus, why don't you tell us what the deal is?
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to start off by taking a look at the block height and the price. So let's get on that. Okay, so right now the block height is 641,393, and the current Bitcoin price is 11,068, which is absolutely fantastic because we are holding that line. And if we just want to quickly take a look at the last 4 years of Bitcoin price on this day, July 29th. So if we take a look over here, 2016, we were at 656. 2017, we were at 2,726 and change. In 2018, we were at 82.18. And in 2019, we were at 9,519. So it's looking like we're going to close above 11K for 2020. So this chart is definitely looking really nice.
And look at the volume, how it just keeps, it's just like a pyramid. It just keeps going up, man. The amount of Bitcoin being traded, it's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely phenomenal. But here, let's
talk about the daily fail in Bitcoin Twitter. And this one is extremely juicy. And me and Phil have been talking about it all day long. It's hilarious. Everyone's commenting about it on Twitter. Let's check it out.
Let's see here. All right. So we are actually going to start off with this right here. All right. Here we go, guys. And it is Coinbase announcing that it is going to have dad
whatever the fuck that means.
So for the people that don't know what this shitcoin is that essentially it's another decentralized ad platform. If people remember the shitcoin from 2017 AdX, they were going to be huge. This is another type of, and it's endorsed by fellow shitcoins like Neo. So everybody's sharing in the pool. So here you go. Coinbase just really, I think, not letting anybody down on what we've come to expect from Coinbase.
On their shitcoinery. And look, if you look at the first comment on the bottom, if you scroll down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Coin Icarus, look at this. Zach Vol, serious question. The coin has less than $10 million. Oh my God.
I thought you wanted to see still no lightning because that is true. That's a very good stab at Coinbase because you know what? They seem to be taking the path of least resistance and going the easiest way, which is just listing Bitcoins. And of course, somebody actually asked, like, look, right? Zach Vol asked, serious question. Why, right? Let's be honest. Why would they get listed?
No,
I'm pretty sure that they paid the gatekeepers.
Absolutely. Let's check out what Corey from Swan Bitcoin had to say.
Let's see what our boy Corey had to say. Get you some Bitcoin, son. None of that dad coin that Coinbase is pushing.
I wish that was a joke, but it's not. Oh my God, that's too savage.
It's fantastic.
Do you think that coin is aimed for dads? Do you think this is about?
You know what? It's just garbage. It doesn't really require
worst dad joke ever.
From our boy Stony Bitson, worst dad joke ever, which is fairly accurate, right?
Absolutely.
Fairly accurate.
Let's see what Mr. Bitcoin Error Log John Cavallo says.
That's right.
Oh my God, Twitter is savage. Dude, what the fuck is Brian Armstrong thinking, man? What is he thinking?
He never touches lightning. He hires scam people like the hack team, to go and do the garbage that they're doing, right? For the people that don't know who the hack team are, right? These are people who were essentially selling, selling information, and just being really sketchy. And Coinbase hired these people.
Oh, absolutely. And then, they sold the services to the IRS for $120,000 a year or something. It's like Coinbase isn't your friend. Coinbase is anti-crypto, anti-Bitcoin. It's not anti-crypto. It fucking loves the shit crypto coins, but it's definitely anti-Bitcoin for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is. I mean, you know what? I once upon a time used Coinbase because number one, I didn't know any better, and I got to say that once I started to learn all of this information and see the attitude that they took publicly towards, really not giving a shit about their customers, I knew I had to get away. So
absolutely. And if you look at the philosophy, like with Cash App, like just focused on Bitcoin, and the fact that they could that it allows you to purchase Satoshis, right? Like that, Jack gets it. Jack Dorsey gets the Bitcoin philosophy. He understands it very well. My only critique is that it's green. So when he did that NASCAR sponsorship, it looked like Bitcoin Cash. But other than that, Jack's doing a great job. So let's move on to the daily price discussion. Not that much is going on. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's pull this up. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. Okay. So I made it easy for you guys. We had this massive pump. We were breaking this huge resistance. That's what this blue line means. This is the resistance that's been happening since January 2018. We also had another trend line going down from August 19. But the most important line, guys, that I want to focus on is the $10,500 resistance, right? That resistance was so important to break because that proves that we were out of the downtrend, right? That you see this right here, you see this high, we just went above this last high, which tells me that in the macro sense, we have broken down the downtrend. Now we are on the uptrend, right? What do you think, Phil?
I do, but like it could be because the reality is that we've never broken the high from the 14K, right? That you pointed up here.
Absolutely, and
right?
and I'm gonna reference that in a second with the
cool.
Shout out to Crypto Rand with his amazing charts. I follow him a lot. He gives a lot of good technical advice, and he says exactly what you're talking about, Phil. 14K, baby. So the $10,500 resistance was a huge resistance that we needed to break. Once we broke that, now our next target is 14K. Absolutely.
Exactly. It's the staircase, right? Like we caught the bottom there. Like now we broke out of that channel, and now it's time to take the next step up. When we break that 14K, that is going to be the beginning of something very interesting. I'm excited.
Rocket ship. I'm super excited, man. I'm super pumped. Yeah, so let's move on to
what are we looking at here? The Ledger data breach?
The Ledger data breach. Man, first of all, let's have a little bit of a discussion before that. Like
Ledger sucks.
Like yeah, it does, but it's so good for noobs, but I just think that it's so irresponsible for a hardware wallet company to have that type of breach, because they're potentially getting their customers in physical danger, right? Like that's crazy. That's absurd.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Trezor came out, before you show the article, Trezor came out with a tweet right away explaining how they systematically destroy data in a certain time interval. So there would be no chance of older customer data ever being captured, or, much less likely.
Absolutely. And I think Foundation, Zach, about to launch the passport. And I think also the guy, our buddies from Cold Card, they do the same thing. Unfortunately, they have to keep some type of record because of tax purposes, right? Yeah. So, but as soon as they get clear of that, they just delete the database completely. And I think that's where Ledger really fucked up in. And let me pull up the data breach article. Man, this is crazy. Major cryptocurrency provider has alerted customers to a data breach it faced in June and July. So this is something that we found out after the fact. The individual used an API key to access the marketing e-commerce database the company used to send promotion emails. Phil, you know a little bit more about that than I do. What the hell is that?
I do. What about the API keys? Yeah. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, but that just means that they got a hold of information that, that they shouldn't have. API keys, at least to us, they are on a per customer basis. So, at least in the industry that I work in, it would be very, very difficult to get access to that information. But that's really strange, though, that. Okay, so, I mean.
Dude, the firm added that a subset of 9,500 customers' details such as first and last names, postal addresses, and phone numbers were exposed. So even if these people weren't actually physically targeted, like for like a $5 wrench attack, maybe they're not after their crypto, they could social engineer some type of social engineering hack, right? So like they can convince them that their grandma needs some money and they'll send them in the mail that, hey, it's grandma, whatever. Like, because once you know someone's first name, last name, postal address, phone number, it's very easy to just go on social media and start, and just start investigating that person and literally attack, of course, Ledger responded, your payment and crypto funds are safe. That's obviously bullshit. Regarding your e-commerce, no payment data, no credentials. But that doesn't matter, man. This is a hardware wallet company, and their reputation is everything. So let's move on to the tweet. And Matt Odell responded to it, I think, very, very, very well. 9,500 customers, which is what I just read, were also exposed, such as first and last name postal. Have you notified customers directly to let them know that this data has been compromised? Because it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal.
So the fact that they got a hold of this API key most likely means that, I mean, look, either they stole it from somebody or they work for a company that had access to this data.
Absolutely. So luckily they had a bounty program, and let me kind of explain what an API key is. Basically, so an API key gives access to it's like like for example, like if you're trading on Binance and you want to integrate it with like TradingView or something else, Binance provides you API keys so that your TradingView could access your bank account and send it commands, basically, right? That's what an API key does, right? So this is how they were able to infiltrate the Ledger database. And, fortunately, Ledger had a bounty program, and a bounty program, basically, essentially what that is Ledger offers a bounty. And it says, if you find, that we're weak in a certain area, if you find a weakness or an exploitation, we will pay you money for that. And if it wasn't for this bounty program, Phil, guess what? No one would have ever fucking found out that Ledger was hacked. So this is a huge deal, man. This is a huge deal.
Yeah, man, it is. And I'm sure we're going to see some fallout from this. It's definitely going to be interesting for the next, at least for us anyways, the next couple of days. I'm sure we're going to see some more information trickling out.
Absolutely. And yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. So guys, I just want to promote my podcast for tomorrow. Go check it out. It's with Dim Zayan, artist, for cover of Citadel 21 volume 3. He did the cover art for it, and he also did the first 2 episodes. And it's really cool because it's like a comic, and we go over the comic on the podcast. You should definitely go check it out. On to you, Phil.
Cool. Yeah, I'm supposed to come up with a catchphrase, but actually instead, I just want to mention Citadel 21 is like a, cypherpunkish, Bitcoin only magazine, and all Bitcoiners can contribute. You don't have to, be a coder or some artist or something like that. Anybody can contribute, and it's really amazing. So people should check it out. Anyways, yeah. So for the catchphrase, just, be curious.
Bear with us, guys.
Yeah, we're eventually going to come up with one, but I'm going to, I'm just going to say, don't stop learning and be curious and ask questions.
Absolutely. And I'll say Roger Ver sucks and Craig Wright's a fraud.
Absolutely. And of course, as always, please like and subscribe. Your support means everything to us. And catch you all next time.
See you guys later.